On December 13, 1939, 3 British cruisers caused heavy damage to the German pocket battleship Admiral Graf Spee in the Battle of River Plate near the South American coast, driving it to the Montevideo port. This battle became the first naval engagement of World War II, and among its participants was His Majesty's ship, cruiser Ajax.
By the late 1920s, the numerous British cruiser fleet became quite obsolete. The newest heavy cruisers were both too expensive and poorly armored. The Royal Navy desperately needed modern ships for squadron service. This is how the Leander-class cruisers, laid down in the early 1930s, appeared. They were the first British light cruisers of the new generation. The fifth and last ship in the class was Ajax. The cruiser's hull, with an extended forecastle, was designed for high speeds at any load in any weather condition. Due to the extensive use of welding, the weight of Leanders decreased from ship to ship. The hull was divided into compartments by 26 waterproof bulkheads. All 3 decks were waterproof as well. The most original hull detail was its wide smokestack that made the silhouette of the Leanders recognizable. Among all British ships of that time, only Leanders were single funnel. The Ajax's power plant produced more than 73,000 horsepower, allowing the ship to accelerate up to 33 knots. Ajax was almost 170 meters long and 17 meters wide, with a total displacement of about 8,800 tons. The engine and boiler rooms of the cruiser were covered by a 76mm thick armor belt. The armor deck, about 32mm thick, was located higher. Its main turrets were protected by 25mm of armor. Magazines, central fire control, and rudder gear were encased in separate armored boxes with a wall thickness up to 89mm. The Ajax's primary armament consisted of 8 152mm Mark 23 guns in 4 twin turrets. The fundamental difference between Leanders and the previous generation of British light cruisers was the mounting of all main artillery and turrets. Compared to open-deck mounting, the turret artillery was better protected and could provide a high rate of fire in any weather condition. Anti-aircraft artillery included 4 102mm guns on single mounts located near the smokestack. In addition, Leanders were the first Royal Navy ships to receive quadruple anti-aircraft Vickers machine guns of a 12.7mm caliber. 3 of them were installed on the aft superstructure. The ship was armed with 2 quadruple torpedo launchers with a caliber of 533mm. Leanders became the first British light cruisers that had a reconnaissance aircraft on board by default.
Light cruiser HMS Ajax was commissioned in April 1935. Named after an ancient hero, the ship lived up to her name. In the South Atlantic and Mediterranean, she engaged heavy cruisers, sank destroyers and transports, fought off air raids, and crushed shore fortifications.
The first enemy that Ajax faced in battle was the German armored ship Admiral Graf Spee. Ironically nicknamed pocket battleship by the British, it raided supply lines in the South Atlantic. After tracking down the raider near the River Plate in December 1939, Ajax, together with her sister ship, HMS Achilles, and heavy cruiser Exeter, engaged it. Thanks to her heavy guns, the German ship soon disabled Exeter and needed only one precise hit to sink any of the Leanders. However, Ajax and Achilles did not give up. They showered the enemy with a hail of shells and forced the pocket battleship to retreat and seek asylum in the Uruguayan capital's port. Trapped by British cruisers, the German raider's captain did not dare to engage them again and scuttled his ship. In the autumn of 1940, Ajax sailed to the Mediterranean Sea and was immediately included in the operations of the British fleet against the Italian Navy. On the night of October 12th near Capo Passera, the cruiser had another moment of glory when she engaged 7 Italian destroyers. By skillfully maneuvering and quickly shifting fire from one enemy ship to another, Ajax sank 2 destroyers, forced another one to surrender, and the rest of them to retreat. Ajax continued to actively operate in the Mediterranean until the beginning of 1943, when she was badly damaged in a raid of German dive bombers. After a year of repairs, the cruiser returned to active duty and took part in the Allied landings in Normandy in southern France. Ajax met the end of the war in the Mediterranean Sea, where she spent the next 3 post-war years. From there, the ship visited Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, near the shores of which she had distinguished herself in the very first naval battle of World War II.
The ship could stay in South America. The Chilean government wanted to purchase her. However, the transaction did not go through, and in 1949, light cruiser Ajax was stricken from the Royal Navy and scrapped.